Hi, I'm Hailey from Your House Fitness. Today we're going to do mobility, so just full body mobility and yoga stretching. So we're going to do some yoga poses and a little bit of stretching. It's really good if you've been doing the workouts every day and you're kind of sore. So we don't want to go super intense every day, do we? So you can follow along with me. If you have any questions, I'm not going to be able to hear you because it's a video, but you can leave a message or give a shout to Sergio at Your House Fitness. So here we go. So you can start lying on your back. Always good to start to take big breaths to warm up our core. So on every inhale, can you push your belly, your stomach up to the sky? And with every exhale, can you draw everything back in closer and tighter together? On your inhale, your belly rises, and your ribs expand. And on every exhale, draw everything closer and tighter together. Keep breathing like that. We start to add pelvic tilts. So on your exhale, can you bring your low back to the ground? So I'm kind of exaggerating so you can see me. Inhale, come back to neutral. So natural curve in your low back. Exhale, low back to the ground, little pelvic tilts. Inhale, back to where you started. Can you see that? I'm lifting my hands up so you can see my low back. If you can't see it, it's really small, so that's okay. See if you can keep it small with your back. There shouldn't be any pain associated with that. Exhale, right? And a rounded back, like cat pose. Exhale, neutral spine. Maybe slight arch, like cow pose. And you can move at your own speed. You don't have to copy me. So relaxing there, we draw one knee in towards our chest. Grabbing onto your knee with your hand, you stretch the other leg, and you start to stir, like you're stirring a big pot of soup. Try to let your leg relax so it's not doing anything, your arms are what's doing the work. It's just like that, real easy stirring. Can you take a break right there, draw your knee close to you. Big inhale. With your exhale, can you draw your leg in closer? Can you do it again? Big inhale. Exhale, draw your leg in closer. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, draw it in as close as you can. With your next breath, can you lift your long leg up off the ground just a little? And with your next breath, can you lift your head and shoulders off the ground, bring your nose towards your knee. We hold just like that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got it. Relaxing back down to the ground, let your bent leg stretch. Draw your other leg in close to you. Can you take easy circles? So now maybe like you're stirring pasta? Yes. I don't know if that's how you stir pasta. But anyways, easy stirs, trying to let your leg relax, your arms are doing the work. Can you take a break there? Take a big inhale. With your exhale, draw your leg in closer. And the same thing again, big inhale. Exhale, draw your leg in closer. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, hug your leg in as close as you can. With your next breath, can you lift your long leg up off the ground? With your next breath, can you lift your head and shoulders off the ground, bring your nose towards your knee. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got it. Relaxing back down to the ground. Can we bend our knees and we're gonna move our arms. So it's called the arm arc. Can you sweep your arm up over your head? Try to get your thumbs to the ground and sweep your hands back down on your hips. So super easy, right? You can move with your breath. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. You might notice your ribs flare, so don't do that. Try to keep your ribs glued down to the ground, your upper ribs, not your low back, not that arch, but where your ribs are. And you might start to feel more of a stretch through your lats and under your arms. Okay, just one more. Stopping with our hands up in front of us. You reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. See my shoulders lift, and then my shoulders pull back down to the ground. Exhale, lift, your shoulder blades separate. Inhale as you try to squeeze them back together, pull them down to the ground. So get nice mobility in our shoulders. Not too hard, but maybe it feels kind of nice. Try to keep moving with your breath. And then let your hands fall out to the side. It's just like a snow angel, but just with your arms. Can you bring your fingertips down towards your hips? And then sweep your hands up over your head. So I can touch my fingertips to the ground the whole time, or my nails. My nails can stretch along the ground. Maybe you can't. If you can't, that's okay. That's just an area you could improve, you could try to work on. You can either stop where you feel discomfort or pain, or you can lift your hands a little bit higher off the ground. So hopefully you'll still feel the stretch. So we can all take it really slowly. And if you got it with me, you can move with your breath. Inhale, hands up over your head. Exhale, back down by your hips. We'll just do 2 more. So hopefully you're feeling a stretch through your chest and the front of your shoulder, your interior shoulder. Now 1 more. I might have lost count. I'm very chatty. There you go. Hands stuck down by your side. We let our knees sway side to side. So just like that. Sometimes you keep my shoulders on the ground, but it's okay if your hips lift. Hopefully you feel nice little stretches in your low back. You can also move with your breath, which helps us relax and our muscles relax. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other side. So we do a lot of breathing and things like yoga and Pilates, and there is a spiritual aspect to it. There's also the aspect to helping your muscles relax. On your exhale, your muscles become more relaxed. We just do 1 more. Got it. We bring our knees in towards us. Grabbing at your knees, can you make circles with your legs together? So 2 minutes is like a little low back massage. It's one of the closest things you can get to massaging yourself on the ground without using any equipment. So it should feel kind of nice. We stop there, let our leg fall over to one side. Maybe we can take a little twist right here. Look over the opposite shoulder of the way your legs are. You can make it a little bit harder by extending the top leg. And can we switch it over to the other side? Let your legs fall all the way over to the other side. Look the opposite way of your bent legs. You can hold your knee down and you can extend your leg for a bigger stretch. You can bring your knees together and we roll right onto one of our sides and come all the way up onto all fours. Ooh. So just right here, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Can you cat and cow or cat and camel? Right? We exhale as our backs round. And inhale as our back extends. Yeah. Exhale as our back rounds. And inhale as our back extends. Just like that, you can make it as big or as small as you want. It can be small, it can be big. But it should feel good, there should be no pain. Especially on that one. So stopping back in the center, think of hinges. You're rocking your sit bones back towards your heels. And then you're shifting your weight forward again. It's just easy rocks back and forward. You can also move with your breath. Stop here. You give me a couple of twists. So one arm reaches up to the sky, and we reach through like a threading needle. Reach it up and twist. So we're trying to keep our hips still as possible. You're going to keep your arm up and bring it back behind your back. Then go drawing your shoulder blade back, looking up to the sky. Can we take that hand and reach it up and reach all the way through our shoulder and head rests on the ground. So you can stay just like this, or you can make the stretch bigger by wrapping your opposite hand around your low back. You press back up to all fours, same thing with the other side. You reach, and then reach through. Big twist, try to rotate your chest. Try to keep your hips where they are. Sometimes I make funny stretching noises. This time, can we reach up and hold it? And try to take your hand to your low back, rotate your chest up to the sky. We reach up again and under and through, like your shoulder and head rest on the ground. And now I can see better. So we can stay just like this. You can hang out here. You should feel the stretch between your shoulder blades. If you want to make it bigger, like a bigger stretch, your hand can come up. You can wrap around your low back. Like funny stretches. Awesome. You come back to the center again. Bring both your hands down. So we're back on all fours. You walk your knees wide. So some people like it right here. You can push your hips back and stretch. So you're kind of like in a wide, like a child pose. Or if you want to get a really big inner thigh stretch, you can walk your knees even wider and come down onto your forearms. That calls like froggy. The more you shift your weight forward, the more you'll feel it in your inner thighs. If what I'm doing is too much for you, that's fine. Keep your knees close and just keep your hips back. So wherever you feel inner thigh stretch. Let's hold it here for a few breaths. You can even let your head rest on your hands. Coming back up again, you can bring your knees, walk them back together. So pushing your hips back to a child's pose. Let's hold here for a few breaths. Think of putting your armpits down to the ground and letting your head relax. On the ground too. Sometimes you can get a bigger stretch by pulling yourself back. We walk our hands to one side. So just off your mat if you're on a mat, or to the side. Gluing your hands to the ground, pull back away so you feel a long stretch down your side. We switch sides, walk your hands to the other side. Glue your hands to the ground, pull back away. Coming back to the first side again. We lift high on our hand beside our bent leg. Stretch your leg long. Some big stretch. I'm doing it down my right side. If you want to make it harder, you can lift your long leg up off the ground. Coming back through the center again. We bring our hands in line with our knee. Stretch your other leg. Take a big long reach. If you want to add a little difficulty, you can lift your long leg up off the ground. Fantastic. Coming back to all fours again. Can you tuck your toes under, lift your hips up in the air. So this is a yoga downward dog. So you might not have the exact same pose as me. If you don't feel very flexible in the back of your legs, it's okay to bend your knees. Sometimes we can still get a nice long stretch through the back of our legs. But what we're thinking of is reaching our bum up to the sky and letting our heels come down to the ground. You can try to push your way back a little bit. See, I can get back further if I bend my knees. And then you can get a stretch through your upper body too. So let's hang out here for a few breaths. There's a couple of things we can do here too. You can pedal our feet. You can rock your hips a little side to side. You can make sure your head's not up. You can give it a little shake. We give a couple of hinges. So rock your body forward and rock your body back. Rock your body forward and rock your body back. We do this with your breath. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, weight shifts back. Okay, just like that. If this feels like a lot on your wrists, you can do the same thing on your hands and knees. If you're okay, you can stay up high. Let's do a couple more. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Good, hold it back here, nice long legs. And we walk our feet in towards our hands. If you have a little bit of a softness in your knees, let your body hang, grab your forearms, let your head relax, and let your body rock from side to side. So hopefully that feels nice on your low back, letting your low back release a little bit. Here we slowly roll ourselves back up to a stand. So you can come to the front of your mat, or the front of your mat. I'm going to try 2 sun salutations. So I'm going to take it easy the first time. You can just try to follow me. So we inhale, sweep it up. It's gonna make our body a bit warmer or more stretching. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lift your back, long spine. Bring your hands to your shins or tips of the fingers to the ground. Hands back to the ground. You can walk, hop, step, or jump, however you want to go back. Lower your body down to the ground. You can come from your toes or from your knees. Inhale, lift to cobra the first time. Exhale, push back to downward dog. Holding there. We're just gonna hang out and breathe. If this feels okay for you, you can try to reach back, grab one ankle or shin. Makes the stretch a little bit more intense. If you're okay with one arm, again, you can switch to the other side. If you're not okay, just stay where you feel comfortable. And hopefully you're always doing that. So now if we gaze forward, look at the space between your hands. You can walk, hop, step, or jump your feet back towards your hands. We inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. So we do one more. I'm doing a little bit harder this time. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the ground. Walk, hop, step, or jump back to plank. Lower down to the ground, or chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Let's just hold in here for a few more breaths to breathe. Hopefully you're feeling the stretch to the backs of your legs, your calves, your hamstrings. Remember, you can always have a bend in your knee if you like. On our next inhale, can we lift our right leg up in the air? Got it? And step it forward. And can we sweep all the way up to a stand? So you can start with your hands up, one leg back, pushing your hips forward. So get a nice stretch through our hips. You can drop your left hand, reach your right hand higher, and away. Full arm with the back leg. I think I already mixed it up. Coming back to the center again, you can drop your back heel, windmill back. Giving our back a little bend. And windmill it forward again, all the way back to the ground. On a little lunge. Your back knee can stay lifted, or you can drop it to the ground. Whatever feels better for you. We both twist. Right hand is there. Bring your hand back together again. Can we shoot our front leg, our right leg, I think it's your right leg, back up into the air. So if this is hard, you can come down to your knee. If you're okay up here, let your knee bend and let your hips open up. So we're kind of letting our top leg hang and rotate. You can also do this on all fours, if that feels better for you. Can we gaze forward, look at the space between our hands, and bring our shin in close to our wrists. You can come to sit on your right hip. So in yoga, this is pigeon pose. You can make a little bit of an easier version by bending your back leg. If you're okay back here, try to sit really, really tall, and we're gonna fold over our front leg. If you need to be away from center, that's okay. Our goal is to try to be over our leg and laying down. If you want to make it stretch harder, just shin your over top, walks forward. And if you want to make it easier, pull your heel closer to you. Here we go. Let's hold here for a few breaths. Bringing yourself up to a seated position, you take your back leg, swing it around. So it comes over top. This is called half lotus in yoga. It's also kind of like a cross leg. So if half lotus doesn't work for you, just cross your legs. We sit really, really tall, roll forward. Hold here for a few breaths.
turn your body, bring your nose down towards your knee. Hamstring stretch. Windmill away, tipping to the side. Put your hand to the ground, push into your hand and your shin, hips lifted to the air. Lowering back down again, same position. One knee bent, one leg straight. We'll reach over to the side, bring your ear down to your knee. Just going as far as it feels comfortable for you. Where you feel a stretch. We windmill away again. Bringing your hand to the ground, can you kick this heel back? Bring your heel to your bum. Quad stretch. If you're up for making it a little bit harder, you can let your knee come to the ground and try to bring your weight forward. Makes it a bigger quad stretch. It's okay to stay here. Hold for a few more breaths. Unwind your legs, feet to the ground, hands to the ground, push your hips into the air. Feels okay for you, and let your head fall back. Having a seat back onto the ground, we cross our legs and come back up to downward dog. So let's rest here for a few breaths. You can keep a softness in your knees, remember, if you want to. Let's just hang here. And you feel your muscles relax the longer you stay in the pose, right? So now can we do the same thing with the other leg? It was a really long combo, so don't worry, you can follow me. Our other leg, which is hopefully your left leg, sweeps up into the air and steps forward. We bring ourselves all the way up to a stand. And hold it here. Keep holding it. Just give time here. Just getting my face on. We drop our back hand to the ground. Think of lifting your front hand higher. A little bit of a side stretch. You bring your back foot flat to the ground. Windmill your arms back. Little back bend. Don't stop breathing. You windmill your arms forward again, all the way to the ground. So low lunge. Back heel is lifted, back knee can be lifted or on the ground. Either way, up to you. Can you lift your other hand up in the air? Hands together again. Can we shoot our front leg back up into the air? So just like before, if this doesn't feel great for you, you can come down onto your hands and knee. If you're okay up here, let your knee bend and let your lower body rotate. We bring our shin all the way to our wrists and come to sit on our hip. So alternatives is bending your back knee. If you're okay here, sit tall and fold over your front leg. Just holding it for a few more breaths. Coming back up to a seated position. We lean onto the hip, the front hip that we're sitting on. Swing our back leg around. You can come to half lotus position, or just stacking your shins, or you can come to a cross-legged position. Whichever feels good for you today. Sitting really, really tall, lengthening your spine, and fold forward. Come back up tall. We stretch the leg, you didn't stretch out yet, so probably your right leg. Can we sit tall and turn and twist, bring your nose towards your knee. Hopefully we feel stretch through our hamstring. A lot of times we feel a stretch in our low back, in our QL. That's okay. Remember, if you need to, you can always bend your knee a little bit. Sometimes you might feel more hamstring stretch if you do that. We'll windmill our hands around, hand comes to the back of our thigh, press into your hand and your shin, push your hips up into the air. Lowering back down onto the ground. We windmill over to the side, bring our ear down towards our knee. Unwind that. Take our long leg, kick it back behind us. Let's stretch. This is a great place to stay. Try to bring your heels close to your bum as you can. If you want to make it a little bit more intense, you can drop your knee to the ground. Right? Try to get a little more centered. Either way, our goal is to bring our heel towards our bums. This time, can we stretch our legs straight out in front of us? Try to push our hips up into the air. It's a little bit hard. If you don't love it, then go back to soles of feet to the ground. If you want to give it a try, think of zipping or gluing your legs together. Push your hips up into the air. If you hold here for 2 more breaths. Cool. Lowering back down to the ground. If you inhale, reach tall. And exhale, fold forward. So it's okay if you can't go too far, just to go forward. It's okay if you bend your knees. You just want to feel a stretch with your back. If it's hard for you to even sit straight, you can try opening your legs a little wider. You can try bending your knees. If you have a pillow, you put it under your knees. We just try to feel a stretch through our whole back side of our body, our posterior chain, right? All the way from our head to our heels. Let's hold for 2 more breaths. Sit up tall again. Can we all try to open our legs wide? Also again, bending your knees is okay. Try to have a really, really tall spine. And if you feel a stretch already, you can stay right here. If you don't, walk forward until you feel a stretch. And let's hold for a few more breaths. Coming back up tall again. Come to a comfy seated position. Can we clasp our hands in front of us? Round your back to separate your shoulder blades. And you reach your hands straight up to the sky. Can you drop your hands reaching across the body? Inhale, try to lift, grow taller. Exhale, twist, look over your shoulder. Do the same thing to the other side. Reach across your body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Look over your shoulder. We clasp our hands behind us. Try to stretch your elbows, opening up your chest. I like to look up to the sky. And you clasp your wrist, but behind your back. Pull down your arm. So I'm pulling this arm down and tipping my head away. Let's get a nice neck stretch. You can try your chin on a little bit of different angles, right? You'll feel a different stretch there than you would there. Just go slow and gentle if you're gonna move your neck. And same thing with the other side. Clasp your other wrist behind your back. Tip your head away. You can try different spots for your neck. Gently and slowly. Feel it in different places. And give me a couple of shoulder circles. And give me a couple of wrist circles. And you can slowly lower back down onto your back. This is a pretty good place to end. You can lie here for a bit, relaxing, and see if your body feels loose anywhere. You can take a couple of breaths, let your body relax and sink into the ground. Just close your eyes and see how you feel. And tune in tomorrow for more exercise. Thanks so much, I'm Hailey. I hope you had a good stretch with me. Have a great day. Bye.